Almost 1,400 kilometers little Nicole with her parents had to pass in order to get to Truskavets, to the International Kozyavkin Rehabilitation Clinic. This is not the first time when they are on such a long journey going towards the result. We couldn't do anything. She could only hold her head, and that's it. Now she is an ordinary child. She crawls, stands up on her own, and stands straight relying on a pillar. In my opinion, we wouldn't have such a result if it was not for this clinic. For more than 30 years of its existence, the rehabilitation method of the Ukrainian professor Volodymyr Kozyavkin has helped more than 70,000 patients with cerebral palsy and other neurological disorders from 68 countries around the world. Sometimes patients had to overcome thousands of kilometers to access professional assistance. Soon, the unique technology of rehabilitation will become much closer and more accessible to those who are in need of it. Specialized international private equity investment company TVM Capital Healthcare has signed a cooperation agreement with Kozyavkin Medical Group. The document foresees the establishment of a new company called Vivus Medical Rehabilitation Company Ltd, which will make the Professor Kozyavkin method accessible to most patients all over the world. First of all, it is about opening new rehabilitation centers that will operate under the system of intensive neurophysiological rehabilitation in more than 15 countries of the Persian Gulf, Southeast Asia, Europe, and North America, where there is a need for such services. This significant event for Ukrainian medicine was preceded by many years of hard work in two directions: work on improving the Professor Kozyavkin method of rehabilitation to achieve maximum efficacy, and active promotion of innovative Ukrainian technologies on the global medical market. In recent years, it has been possible to create a network of clinics that provide rehabilitation services based on the method of Professor Kozyavkin going beyond Ukraine: the International Clinic of Medical Rehabilitation in the city of Limassol, Cyprus, and the Cambridge Medical and Rehabilitation Center in the United Arab Emirates. The last medical center is one of the most trusted companies of the new partner of Ukrainian rehabilitation specialists, TVM Capital Healthcare.
It is the first collaboration with the clinic in the Ukraine. We at TVM have a strong focus on rehabilitation. So we are naturally interested in technologies, products, methods that have to do with rehabilitation, which for us is part of our core focus, which is post-acute care. So we do not invest in acute care hospitals. When we first looked at what Professor Kozyavkin is doing with the children, we were deeply impressed. One of the companies we had in Abu Dhabi was called Provita. It dealt with ventilated patients. And so you have a very difficult rehabilitation task with those. And in many ways, we found that what the professor is doing and what this company was doing that we built from scratch, from zero, was very similar in many ways. So we became interested, and this is how we are.
Certainly, investors have thoroughly studied the market and the problems that will be faced during the implementation of the new ambitious project. One of the main issues is the lack of educated specialists and the need to train newly established clinics. The International Rehabilitation Clinic of Professor Kozyavkin has this kind of experience. A training center has been operating for several years, specifically for these purposes. During the first few weeks, the training is carried out remotely, and later, foreign rehabilitologists can practice practical skills in the clinic of Truskavets. We have officially signed a cooperation agreement with a unique structure that has great credibility and practical experience, the organization of branches of clinics around the world, which is extremely important for us. We are interested in realizing knowledge and not just blindly sending experts somewhere. Different specialists from the Arab world, India, Brazil, from everywhere come to study to us, and we are very pleased with it. Just making money has never been a priority or our main goal. Money is required for wages and for reinvestment into development. It needs to be reinvested, and you can take a look at our projects that are here today. There is no other way for us to work. TVM Capital Healthcare has been operating on the market of medical services for more than 35 years. It works like this. Research is being conducted to identify unsatisfied healthcare needs in a particular region, and then they are looking for companies that can fill their identified gaps with their unique technologies or services. Thus, the Kozyavkin Medical Group was identified as a promising strategic partner, and the result of such cooperation should be, first of all, the availability of Professor Kozyavkin rehabilitation services for patients in different parts of the world.